Hi and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow now. Let's get started. Jana Duggar has, more often than any of her adult siblings, ended up living with her parents. It seems like she performed a lot of housework during the 33 years that she lived on the Duggar property before she married Stephen Wisman. Because of everything that Jana has done for Jim, Bob, and Michelle over the years, some Duggar fans have speculated that they owe her an enormous $2 million. When asked about their parenting style, the Duggars often brought up the buddy system, or how they had their eldest daughters watch out for their younger siblings. It would seem that Jana, as the eldest daughter, was responsible for almost everything, from housework and teaching to kissing boo-boos. Yet, how much cash? On a well-known Duggar subreddit, a group of followers sought to figure out what the figure may be. An individual said in a post that went viral earlier this week that Jana should demand compensation since she has worked practically her whole life for JB and Meech. Jana would have made little less than $2 million over 30 years if she was on the clock for around 60 hours per week and was paid $20 per hour. Still, she probably was on the clock when everyone else slept since she shared a bedroom with her younger sisters. Someone said that Jim Bob would have surely given her the minimum salary instead of $20 an hour. I'm sure JB would also charge her for living expenses, just like he did with Jill. He's such a classy guy, the acquaintance said. That girl was working all hours of the day and night, as well as the afternoon and evening. Someone others said that Jim Bob would surely charge Jana more for the basics she's always needed, even when she was little, and that, at the end of the day, he'd find a way to send a bill right back. When Jill attempted to request payment for her work on 19 kids and counting on, her father gave her a detailed invoice of all the costs she would have paid for staying at home, including food, according to her book Counting the Cost. The idea that he may do the same to Jana is not completely out of the question. Hopefully, Jana is now able to unwind in the peaceful home she has always wanted with her new spouse. After all, she probably won't be suing for all the housework she did. Counting on 19 kids and counting on all included Jana Duggar, who quickly became a fan favorite. Jana, the oldest Duggar daughter, is known for her soothing disposition, ability to help others, and knack for home renovation projects. The fact that she is still single at the age of 35 has sparked public interest and unending conjecture. While her single status is certainly a topic of discussion among admirers and detractors, an increasingly popular topic is the substantial amount of unpaid home labor she has endured over the years. After calculating her unpaid donations, many on fan forums and social media have come to the conclusion that she may have given approximately $2 million. The unusual structure of the Duggar family provides crucial background information for making sense of Jana's predicament. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar are well known for their conservative Christian upbringing of their 19 children, which has placed an emphasis on traditional gender roles and home labor sharing. Every member of the Duggar family was expected to pitch in and help out around the enormous mansion starting at an early age. The kids helped out around the house with various chores, and the older kids would often take it upon themselves to look after and guide the younger ones via what the family called a buddy system. Jana assumed a position of leadership due to her status as the eldest daughter. Gardening, organizing, cooking, and even taking on complicated home improvement projects were just a few of her extraordinary domestic abilities that brought her fame. She was often shown as the family's go-getter for handling household matters and kid care over the years. Jana stayed on the family property well into adulthood, continuing to carry a heavy burden of domestic duties, in contrast to her married siblings who went their own ways. The amount Jana's work was worth and whether she should have been paid for it were hotly debated topics among her many fans. The figures are mind-boggling when seen from the perspective of Jana's domestic labor as a service. Take this into consideration. Jana often took up the role of full-time caretaker for her younger siblings while they were small. Earnings for professional nannies in the U.S. range from $15 to $20 per hour, with more seasoned caretakers able to fetch even higher rates. Even a reasonable estimate would put Jana's yearly contribution at almost $40,000 if she spent at least 40 hours a week on childcare tasks for several years. Keeping a home of 21 individuals running smoothly is no easy task. There was probably a lot of cooking, cleaning, washing, and food preparation involved. Hiring expert housekeepers and personal cooks to handle these responsibilities might easily cost $50,000 to $70,000 per year. Jana has been featured on Counting On several times for her well-documented abilities in gardening and home repair. Hourly fees charged by professional landscapers and contractors may be somewhat high. The sum might increase by tens of thousands of dollars due to her work in this field, considering her engagement in other initiatives. Some of Jana's admirers have calculated, quite conservatively, that her unpaid work over the last 15 to 20 years may be close to $2 million. Years of full-time labor in a variety of fields without official pay or benefits are accounted for in this estimation. Large families, especially those that adhere to conventional gender norms, often have members work for free. The Duggars are not the only ones that do this. Nevertheless, larger conversations like equity, independence, and the monetary worth of housework have been ignited by the magnitude and public recognition of Jana's accomplishments. While it's understandable that families have responsibilities to their children, others say it's unethical to expect a single youngster to work unpaid until maturity. Fans have pointed out that Jana Duggar was mostly expected to stay at home and take care of the family, while some of her siblings, particularly the males, were encouraged to seek out jobs and start their own businesses. Some have speculated that, as an unmarried woman, she may have felt obligated to stay at home rather than free to pursue her own interests. You can't take Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar out of this equation. They, as parents and breadwinners, have enjoyed the fruits of Jana's efforts firsthand. Most families do not expect adult children to work full-time without some kind of financial reward or personal autonomy. A number of viewers feel that Jim Bob, who has been in charge of the family's money and businesses, ought to have made sure that Jana got her due. A lot of people are unhappy about how the family's reality programs make money. Many believe that Jim Bob withheld the revenues from 19 kids and counting on so that other relatives could not access them directly. If this is accurate, it casts doubt on whether Jana received enough compensation for her on-screen and off-screen roles in the programs. When asked about her life and decisions, Jana has always been kind and quiet. She has played off worries about her living conditions and obligations in interviews. She has spoken highly of her background and family, and she has said how much she loves her work and feels accomplished when she does it. Despite her remarks, the fan argument continues. Some believe that her lack of independence may be due to cultural expectations from the Duggar family, rather than her own feelings. The question of the worth of unpaid domestic work has been receiving more and more attention recently, and Jana's tale is a part of that discourse. Unpaid caregiving, including child and elder care, housekeeping, and other similar tasks, falls disproportionately on women across the world. Achieving more gender equality, according to advocates, requires acknowledging the monetary worth of this work. Because her unpaid job is so public, Jana has become a symbol of this larger problem. Both fans and experts have noted that her work would have gotten far more money if it had been done anywhere other than in a family setting. There has been a consistent devaluation of domestic labor, as seen by the gap between her efforts and the pay, or lack thereof. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's potential debt to Jana Duggar for her domestic work goes beyond a simple discussion of money. It reflects how people in general feel about family relationships, personal freedom, and unpaid housework. The projected $2 million may be based on speculation, but it makes a strong point. Girls like Jana, who remain at home and contribute, are essential, and may be too frequently ignored. All work has value, and acknowledgement is long deserved, as Jana's narrative is a reminder of this as she continues to cut her own route.